Thanks for staying with us. Now, the Ghana cedi is currently trading at almost 5 cedis to $1 at the Forex Bureau. The trend is making many Ghanaians question what is wrong, especially when Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, while in opposition, said they have a better way of arresting the cedi, which at the time he said was depreciating too fast under the John Mahama administration. Well, on Thursday at the Economic Forum in Accra, Vice President Bawumia indicated that the cedi is depreciating at a slower rate compared to the trend since 1993.
Agric growth has increased from 3% in 2016 to 4.3% in 2017. Industry growth rose from a negative 0.5% to 17.7% at the end of 2017. Inflation continues to decline from 15.4% in 2016 to 11.8% at the end of 2017, and now stands at 9.6% at the end of July 2018. Interest rates on the 91-day Treasury bills has fallen from 16.8% to 13.4% in the last 18 months. And so has the Bank of Ghana monetary policy rate from 25.5% to 17%, the largest 18-month reduction since 2001. Our trade position with the rest of the world has strengthened. The trade account has moved from a deficit of $2 billion to a surplus of $1.35 billion as at May 2018, with the result that our gross international reserves have moved from 3.5 months of import cover to 4.2 months of import cover, standing at $7.8 billion at May 2018. Ghana's debt to GDP ratio has declined for the first time since 2007. For the first time, our debt to GDP ratio has declined for the first time since 2007 from 73% of GDP in 2016 to 69.8% in 2017. But for the recent headwinds posed by the erratic global capital flows, the exchange rate of the cedi to the US dollar has remained relatively stable. In fact, despite the recent marginal depreciation, the cedi exchange rate, supported by the relatively stronger fundamentals, has been the slowest depreciation for the first 18 months of any government since 1993. But our expectations are, of course, very high, and we want to see the cedi even more stable.
Now, some members of Parliament's Finance Committee in early July called on the government and the central bank to arrest the decline of the cedi. The minority warned the situation will get worse and may end in $1 to 5 cedi 10 pesos by December. Here is James Kluche Aveji, who predicted the cedi may trade at more than 5 cedis to the dollar by December.
The value of the cedi will continue to depreciate, despite that we have the head of the economic management team, Dr. Bawumia, who claimed to have the solution. I think that by now, he will now come to a realization that to arrest the fall in value of the cedi is not about presenting a paper. It's gone beyond that. We believe that by now, if what he said when they were in opposition of being able to solve the problem of the fall in the value of the cedi, we would have having a situation by now where the value of the cedi should rather be appreciating but not depreciating. But between January 2017 to today, or end of June, the value of the cedi has depreciated over 26%. So that tells you that...
And it's 4.8 now. Then...
Yeah, 4.8, then it was 3.8. So if the simple arithmetic is to subtract 4.8 from 3.8, you get a negative figure. Divided by 3.8 and multiply by 100, you get 26 and above. So that tells you the rate of the depreciation.
Well, what is contributing to this?
Yes, there are a number of factors. Factors in the sense that it is the demand and supply factor. It's just like a commodity. If all of us are chasing one fewer commodity, the price will definitely go up because the supplier will say, hey, there is more demand for it. So you increase the price. If you can afford, you buy it. The same factor is here, that the demand for the dollar is higher than the amount of dollar in the system.
Well, at the time, Majority Member on Parliament's Finance Committee, Dr. Kwabena Chum Nyama, has said the city is performing better than previous years, but admitted more needs to be done to keep it stable.
Look at the general terms, the city has done creditably since this government came in. It doesn't mean we are out of the woods yet. We will be having some of these hitches. It will let us know that we've not solved the situation permanently, so we need to do more to try and solve it once and for all.
In fact, your colleagues on the minority side are predicting from the current 4.8 it will hit 5.1 before the end of the year. Troubling times ahead for everyone if their prediction is to come to pass.
Well, we are all hoping for the best. We are hoping that it doesn't happen that way because nobody will be happy if it does happen. So let us look at the brighter side of life and have confidence in our managers of the economy that they will do something to try and save the situation. I believe that the Bank of Ghana can do something better to assist us in this direction.
So this was last 2 months ago, or July. Currently, the cedi is trading at more than 4 cedis, 90 pesos, hinging close to 5 cedis. We've been speaking to some Forex Bureau operators, and this is what they've been telling us.
First January was solid. The dollar was 455. If you want to buy, the dollar is 455.
Then how much is it now?
Now at least 498, 497. That's the best rate we sell the dollar right.
What was the dollar at the beginning of the year?
Since January, it was 4.5 against 4.65. 4.5 against 4.65, yeah.
Okay, so now, what's that now? How much is it?
4.8 against 4.95.
Now, Professor Peter Korte is an economist with the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research. He joins us on the line to assess the city's performance. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening.
So what would you say are the major factors causing the depreciation of the currency?
The cedi and other major currencies have been depreciated because we have a situation where there is excess demand. In other words, we require more dollars and other major currencies than actually available in the system. It's because we tend to import more, especially from these countries, and therefore our demand for foreign currency is quite on the high side. Our insatiable demand for imported products that doesn't match how much we produce and export to earn foreign exchange. So not until we address this problem, it's a structural problem. Until we address this structural bottlenecks where we can export more and earn more foreign currency and also consume more of locally made goods, this situation will continue to arise.
Now, in July, we spoke to the minority who predicted that it might be hitting 5.1 by end of the year. And we're seeing that coming to pass. It's 4.9, hovering around 4.9, almost 5. Do you see that prediction coming true?
It may or may not come through. We have always seen the central bank intervening every now and then when the exchange rate, the cedi, is depreciating very fast. So we've always had this managed float system where the central bank intervenes. So it may or may not happen. We sometimes when we also receive grants or some disbursements, it is able to ease off some of these constraints. I heard recently the IMF has released about $100 and something million or so into the system. And other disbursements from donors, when they come in, it also eases the constraints. Then, of course, sometimes we go for cocoa syndicated loans and other inflows. So it depends. It may or may not affect us. drastically.
Do you think that government is doing enough to fix the problem, because it's becoming consistent and recurring?
You see, the problem is not just with government, it's also with us as citizens. Not until we consume some of the locally made goods. I think we tend to import too many things. Sometimes they are local substitutes, but we have the taste for imported products. Not until we consume our own we'll continue to have this problem. So yes, government is doing its part. If there's more room for improvement, government can do better. But as citizens, we also have to be conscious. I think that campaign to consume made in Ghana products, if we do that, it will help. There are so many products that we import sometimes of very cheap quality, and they drain on our foreign currency. And also, on the part of government, I think we are in a system where foreign exchange is so cheaply available. In other parts of even Africa, if you need foreign exchange, you have to go to the bureau or to the bank with a passport. It is recorded. But in our case, it's freely available. You just walk into a foreign bureau, walk into Power Lane, and get foreign currency. So other
Dr.
countries, hello?
Yes. Let me just come in here. You talk about Ghanaians needing to consume locally made goods. But in the interim, we all know that it's cheaper to consume, imported goods. They are much cheaper. So in the interim, whilst we are encouraging Ghanaians to consume locally made goods, what must government be doing to arrest the free fall of the cedi?
Yes, I was actually explaining that aspect, that we tend to have the foreign currency freely available on the market, right, where there's no control. People can fly in or drive in from Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, anywhere, come and buy foreign exchange and move away with it. In other jurisdictions, it doesn't happen. Anybody who wants foreign currency would have to submit his passport, a copy is taken, it is recorded. So I think the regulator has to enforce some of these exchange rate measures or controls, so that we don't always have the situation where we're always in demand for, we're always demanding foreign currency. Otherwise, no matter how much government pumps in, it will find its way outside the country. So that is one major area.
Very well.
Then also recently we saw MTN float its shares.
Yes.
The IPO, yes. A lot of cedis were raised, and the investors will have to repatriate their funds. We are told that the central bank has negotiated with them not to repatriate everything at a go, otherwise the system will crash. So that also is imparting some pressure on the exchange rate.
Very well. Many thanks for your time. And that is Professor Peter Quartey. He's an economist with the ISE here in Accra. You're still watching Joy News Prime. Still